Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. So just wait for a few more people to come in, and then we can start the show. I wish I could share this, but maybe I can do this. Blip. What's up, everybody? Remind me to edit this part out, this little dead space that we got going on there. Okay, anyway, we're gonna start the show. We're just gonna ramble on a little bit. This is your boy Bob Rock, and this is the B Rock RC Show once again on a Monday, bringing you another funful podcast to cap off your Monday. As you know, I'm an RC drifter out of South Africa, and I connect with people all over the world for the love of RC drifting. And my whole objective with the podcast is to try and motivate and inspire and spark that inspiration again into RC drifting, into everybody that's into RC drifting. Yay! We got one viewer. Welcome. We haven't really started the podcast just yet. I was hoping to get at least 5, but since I've got 1, I suppose let's begin. So once again, welcome to another episode of the B Rock RC Show. I'm your host, Bob Rock, and this is a podcast for the drifters by a drifter. Thank you for joining in, whoever you are, and you just went away. Oh well. Yeah, geez. Honestly, I don't know why there's so little. Honestly, I don't know why I'm not the feed is not like getting out there. I don't know whether it's because I'm not sharing it enough, or I don't know, or is it not appearing in people's feed anymore? I feel as though I've been like shadow banned almost. It's crazy because usually I get more people coming in, at least 5, but now there's 1. But anyway, thank you for joining in. It's much appreciated. Even if it is just 1 person, I still very much appreciate your viewership. So there was some interesting topics that came up in the last few days. And one of them, well, I wanted to try something new. And so I asked the viewers, all of you guys, what topics would you like me to discuss with regards to RC drifting? What would you like to speak on, and what's vexing you? What is that one thing that you would love to talk about but you haven't spoken about? So I had a couple ideas. I had a couple people throw in a couple ideas. Okay, so let me be more accurate. I had like a couple people throw in one idea, which is the same idea, but it's actually a pretty good, pretty interesting topic. Hey, what's up, Rob? Thank you so much for joining in, man. Really appreciate it. Oh yay, we getting, the numbers are bumping up. Thank you guys for joining in. We got 4 now, so I'm really excited. Thank you again for joining in, you 4 beautiful people. This is the B Rock RC Show. I'm your host, Bob Rock, as you know, minus the glasses. I left the glasses out because of this nasty, you can see what's going on there. But yeah, left it off. Hey, what's up, Wolf? Thank you so much for joining in, bro. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, so like I was saying, we had a couple people throw in the same idea, wanted to do something a little bit different where we asked the viewers what topic they would like to speak on. And the one topic that did come up was track etiquette. Now, I know Rob Nick has posted this question on one of the RC drift groups, and he was looking for a write-up on track etiquette. Now, with all of the write-ups on RC drifting, I think the one thing that's lacking is track etiquette, and it's definitely a topic and a subject that needs to be talked about at this point, because we have quite a few new drivers that have come in and go into the track, and they've been armed with the knowledge about what chassis they can use, electronics, and some basic setup and. However, they get to the track and they got no clue what to do. They got no clue what they are doing, and it's becoming more disruptive than constructive. So track etiquette is one of the things I would love to talk about in a little while. If I've added another segment to the show, which was all the birthday shout outs. So if there were quite a few birthdays that came up on my list in the last couple of days, in the last week or so, and I was just so busy, I just didn't have a chance to write them down and wish you individually. So all of you guys who celebrated your birthday, happy birthday to you guys. Hope you had an awesome day. Hope it was fantastic, and wish you many, many more. So that takes care of everybody there. And then I'm sure you guys would have seen in the last day or so, or rather today. I know I've seen it today. So RevD once again releases an all new product in their whole arsenal of products that they've been producing, which is a new drift tire, which is, I wrote it down, the AS-01. It's an HDPE compound tire. Hey, what's up, Rudolph? What's up, Rob? Thank you so much for joining in, man. So RevD releases a new product, the all new drift tire, which is an HG drift tire, the AS01, and they touted it as a tire for all the surfaces. Tested it on carpet, concrete, asphalt, a P-tile, and I jokingly said, so there's only one tire compound that they releasing, so it's one tire to rule them all. Wouldn't that be amazing? One tire to rule them all. One compound tire, an HDPE compound tire to rule all the surfaces for all of time. Very, very interesting. I don't know if any of you guys have managed to get your hands on the tire just yet, but I'm very curious. I want to see how well it fares up to the Yoko DRC and the DRA. On our track, my home track, the DRA works like a bomb. It's absolutely amazing. In fact, most of the tracks here in South Africa, we using the Yoko DRC. We found that it works the best, and we haven't needed to change them in a while. So if perhaps the RevD tire offers good grip, but it slows the cars down, I think it's going to be a winner. But which leads me to another point of mine, an old friend of mine who used to drift with us. And this was back before we changed over from our very grippy red dots and whatever. So, when the DRC was introduced, we all had a discussion about it that we needed a tire that's going to slow down the speed of the car, because the speeds we were drifting at was a little bit unrealistic. It didn't look good. It was a bit unstable, and we needed something that's going to slow everything down and create a more drift friendly environment instead of a race friendly environment. And that's what happened. And so this friend, however, he made a very, very interesting and a very valid comment. He said it doesn't matter if the tire we're using is going to slow the car down, because we are going to eventually tune the car so well that we're going to get the max grip out of the car, and we're going to be quick as boy. We're going to be quick again with even though we're using that compound tire, and it's proven we have. So on one hand, I suppose it was good because it taught us, or rather it forced us to learn about suspension tuning and how to tune for grip or detune for grip, whichever way we needed. So that one was very interesting. And if this tire offers the same kind of effect, then it's only going to be a matter of time when we tune the car again for more grip. I think what put things into a bit of perspective over the last few days was definitely the FIA International Drift Cup, where it seemed like speed was the deciding factor there. I didn't catch a lot of the drifting over the weekend. I did catch a little bit, and what I did see, I wasn't too impressed with. I didn't like the track layout too much. It was more for me. It was more of a racing inspired track, not quite a drift friendly track. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But for me, that's how I felt. I felt it was just not up to the kind of drifting that we used to watch, like the FD USA, FD Japan, the BDC, the Irish Drift Championship, IDC. We more used to those kind of comps where there's a focus on skill. So, but let's see how it goes. Now to our main topic for this evening, and I don't think we're going to deter too much from this topic here. I don't have anything else lined up to speak about, so it's quite I really want to focus on this topic. I know in the past I have spoken about it, but we're not going to go into so much of we haven't gone into so much of detail previously, like what I want to do now. So so once again, to all the guys that just joined in, I'm your host Bob Rock, and this is the B Rock RC Show, a live podcast for the drifters by a drifter. Welcome once again, and thank you all for joining in and also sharing the podcast so we get more people joining in. And I really, really appreciate it, guys, because this show wouldn't exist if it weren't for you guys. So big up to you guys. Now, for our topic at hand is track etiquette. Now, this topic is directed more at the new drifters that are just coming into the hobby or have just entered the hobby, and this is for all the vets, the vets that are in the game, that feel that perhaps because they are in the game for quite a while, they can skip a few of the etiquette. And this is also for those guys for those vets or guys old in the game who have forgotten track etiquette. Let's see. Okay, so Jeffrey says, I'll send you a copy of what we use at our track. Excellent, man. 100%, bro. Thank you very much. I would love to read what you guys have drawn up for your track, and I will share it with others who are also interested in learning and finding out and perhaps setting up some track etiquette. Now, new guys, please pay attention, because this is directed this is directed at you. On some tracks, you will, when you visit, you will find that there are already a certain number of rules that you need to follow. They may not necessarily be it might not necessarily be a whole lot or quite an extensive or strict set of rules, but be that as it may, there are certain track etiquettes which you need to know either way, whether or not a track has rules set up or not. The first thing you gotta remember is when you go on the track, you can't stop in the middle of a track to sort your car out, or if there's or if you get distracted or something, you can't stop in the middle of the track because you got like 5 or 10 other people behind you. Also, if you are new to the track and you see guys who are hitting the track properly, driving a great line, driving a fantastic line, start at the back of the pack, at the back of the train. Watch how the more experienced drifters are drifting the track. Follow their line so that you don't disrupt the train. You're also learning about the correct drift line for the track, and you'll be having a lot more fun because you'll be learning a whole lot more. Second thing you need to remember is you can't run your car without the body on a track. You cannot. It's an untold rule that you need to remember. You can't run a bare chassis on the track and then say, oh no, but I'm just testing it. No, you test it with the body on the chassis. Remember that. Also, another thing, if your car dies in the middle of the track, you can't just go onto the track with other cars running and just grab your chassis like that. It's a big no-no. Please don't ever do that. I'm sure at the track there are track marshals or there are more experienced guys who help out at the track, or maybe the track owner is there, that he's there to assist. You don't need to go walk in the middle of the bloody track and disturb and wreck everybody. The moment you step off your driver's stand and you want to do your own thing and let me just go grab my car, you are disrupting everybody. You guaranteed you're blocking somebody from seeing their car. You guaranteed you're blocking somebody from you are in somebody's way. Guaranteed you are then causing a huge havoc because everybody now is trying to avoid you. Imagine, you know how I can describe it? It's like you're on the highway and all of a sudden you're following a car and all of a sudden he brakes, or you're following a truck and all of a sudden he jackknifes. So what the hell is going to happen? You're going to slam your brakes. Most likely you're going to go off the track, or you're going to hit the car in front of you very badly. Same thing applies to the track. New guys, you can't just stop in the middle of the track. You can't just do your own thing. You need to keep within the rules. Okay, let's go to some comments now. Rich says, if you mess up while in a train, move to the back. 100%. Always move forward. If you're not confident when you're drifting in a train, the first chance you get to pull off or pull one side of the track, do that. Allow the rest of the cars to go in and then follow up from behind. Rich says, hate people messing up, then fighting to keep their spot. Absolutely. 100%, bro. I totally agree. I think you can remember The one time I drifted with you guys at Worlds in a train, and I think at one stage I was up in the front, and I only did one lap because I was getting super nervous, and then immediately I pulled off to one side and let everybody go. But and it's because I understood that everybody was really enjoying the moment. And if I had continued, I would have messed up and it would have been a multi-car pileup, which, and for that to happen at Worlds would have been disastrous because everybody's car was prepped for comp. And that could have potentially put guys backwards. They either break stuff, bend stuff, they need to replace it. I mean, sure, there were stands there where you could buy parts, but anyway, that's besides the question. Besides the topic, it's track etiquette, guys. Also, you can't, if you see a guy drifting and he's really in the zone, please don't start talking to him because he is not going to listen to you. He's not going to hear a word you say. Perhaps you can tell him, dude, I need some help. Can you help me out when you finish this lap? And that's it. Don't go keep on talking to this guy like, oh, how do you do this? Why is this doing that? The guy is not you're gonna distract him and he's not paying attention to you. You'd rather wait till he's done, get him, and he'll help you, and you'll have a better chance at it. Let's see. The other thing is, if you're drifting, always remember, new guys, always remember, speed is not everything. You don't need to chase the lead car. You'll have more fun. You'll have more fun by simply driving on the correct line. Even though you can't catch up with him, it's okay. You don't need to catch up with him. As long as you're driving the correct line, you'll have fun. You'll have more respect. Guys will pay more attention to you. And the faster guy, if and when he catches up with you, you'll find him wanting to tandem with you more than wanting to overtake you and moan and groan that, oh no, you're too slow or anything. And I promise you, after that, he'll probably, most likely, 95% of the time, he'll tell you, hey guy, good drifting there, but here's a couple tips to, I see you're struggling a little bit. Here's a couple of tips. Let's have a look at your car. Okay, your setup needs this. It needs a little bit more acumen. It needs a little less tow, whatever it may be. And he'll help you out. And he say, come, let's go again. And you'll find that you'll have a lot more fun like that. Okay, so Stefan says, I hate the people that think they are following, but are trying to go through you. Oh man, I can't tell you how many times I've come across the same thing where guys think it's a race and they just want to push and push and push, and all you want to do really is just drift, or maybe you just want to tandem with the next guy, but you got this guy trying to, as you said, drive through you. That's ridiculous. New guys, you need to learn. There's something that I can't say about it, and that's play your role. If you are in the chase, play your role. Drift with the lead car. Don't try and overtake. Don't try and push him too hard where you're constantly bumping the lead car and throwing him off. Try and drift with him as close as possible, like how you see in all the drift comps everywhere around the world. In the real drifting, you don't see them constantly bumping the lead car and throwing them off or trying to drive through them. You don't ever see that. Okay, there may be one or two times when your chase car comes in too hot, but that happens. But even still, they sort of reset themselves and they go back in there. They stay on the door. You stay on the door. Don't stay through the door, if you get what I'm saying. So there's just a couple of those things which new guys, you need to remember. Also, off the track, in your pit, in your pit area, there's some important things that you need to remember. Always make sure you are carrying a lipo bag and your lipo batteries are in your lipo bag, not out on the table, not laying around, in your lipo bag. If you have a battery that is charging, make sure your battery is in the lipo bag when it's charging, and you never leave it alone. If you move away from it for a few minutes, that's okay. Make sure you come back and you check your batteries. Don't stay far away from your batteries when it's charging. Very, very important. If you find that it's a bit of a hassle doing that, charge your batteries at home and bring it to the track. So that way, you know, you're not gonna bother anybody. Your batteries are safe. You're not gonna burn down the track. Everything is okay. And don't put a charger in the bag, like when you're charging, of course, I'd imagine. Yes, exactly. You must also remember that your chargers generate heat, and sometimes your battery gets warm. Although it shouldn't get hot, it can get a bit warm. So it needs cooling around it in order to function properly, and so that it doesn't overheat and potentially cause a fire. Wolf, max 10 amps and only up to 8.4 volt, even when using the LIHV. Hey, what's up, Perry? Thank you so much for joining in, man. We are talking track etiquette. If you have anything to add, that'll be tops. So guys, please feel free to join in on this topic of track etiquette. Another etiquette for and this one is not directed so much to the newbies as much as it's directed to everybody, especially those who think that they have become too old in the game, and perhaps you're too experienced in the game, and you think that you are better than everybody. Just remember, at one point you started off at the bottom where you didn't know anything and you had to come up. So be kind to the next person, especially the new guy who's coming in, because he doesn't know what's going on. Be kind to him, guide him where he's going wrong, correct him where he's making a mistake, but do it politely and pleasantly so that we preserve the integrity of the worldwide drift family. We create longevity into this RC drifting hobby, and the best form of advertising is word of mouth. So if we are kind to the next person, especially the new guys, I'm sure almost 99% of the time that person is going to go back to his friends, his buddies, his family, whoever it is, or his work colleagues, and somehow the topic comes up and he says, guys, you know what, I just started this hobby and it's the best because of the people. Drifting is about the people. It's not, I mean, obviously it's about the cars, but more so about the people and how we treat each other. So always keep that in mind when you're at the track. New guys, this one is specifically aimed at you guys. New guys, pay attention to your surroundings at the track. Pay attention to the people at the track, who's drifting, how, and who's talking to who. And be careful how you speak to people there. If you know that there's some regulars in there, and you know there's some senior drifters in there, pay attention to what they say. There's no need for you to be arrogant. Unless that person is arrogant with you, then of course that's a different case. But most likely I have found that the senior drifters are actually very pleasant to talk to, and all you need to do is just obey the rules and listen to them. So if they tell you, dude, you know what, you need to slow down, please do A, B, and C first, and then you can go ahead on the track and have fun. There's no need to go and go all aggro on them and ask them, well, who are you to tell me what to do? And I paid my money here, so therefore I can drift how I want, I can do what I want. No, sir. No, sir. You cannot do what you want. You cannot act the way you do just because you paid your track fee. It doesn't work like that. You pay your track fee. Paying your track fee not only is to grant you access to the track, but it's also to grant you the privilege of drifting at the track, because you are there just once or twice a month, or once a week, or once 4 weeks, 5 weeks, once in a while. But when you are not there, you don't understand, and you don't realize the effort and time and energy and money that's going into developing the track, making it better, maintaining the track, paying for all the services for the track, providing spaces for the drifters to not only put their bags down in a pit area, but also to relax and create a social space, a safe environment for all you guys to drift in. You guys are not seeing all of that. All you're seeing is, I paid my money, I've got this amount of time, I'm at the track, therefore I can drift how much I want, and I can do what I want to do. Please remember, be respectful to your track. It's not your space, it's a space created for you. Therefore, you need to respect the space so that you are also respected. I just wanna go back to a few of the comments. Let's see. So yeah, Stephen says, I've seen it at the Worlds, and that's with regards to the charges and leaving batteries alone to charge and walking away for a long period of time. Always make sure you balance charge your batteries. If you don't know how to balance charge, please ask. Even though we've been asked a million times about charging and balance charging and how you do this and how you do that, we will still help you. So don't ever feel like you are alone and you don't know what to do. Just ask. The only stupid question is the one you don't ask. Yeah, the only stupid question is the one you don't ask. So I haven't experienced this in other RC communities as much as I found it happening in the drift family, where everybody's ever so ready to share their knowledge. Yes, there are one or two people who will withhold the one or two tricks, and that's okay. That's their little trick that they've found out for themselves. But largely, they will share everything with you, right down to their setup. So don't ever feel like you are alone. Okay, so Perry says, don't be a dick and watch what regular drivers handle themselves. And as a regular, act like it's your own place and take care of the track and visitors. Yes, 100%, man, 100%. Okay, Stephen says, would like to see from tracks that they choose one or maybe two tires for the track, and not when you visit people use 4 or 5 different tires. Yes, I will come to that. What's up, Moza? Okay, so yes, find out what the regulation tires are for the track that you're drifting on. They are okay, so I've been featuring tracks from around the world, and so far I've come across maybe 1 or 2 tracks where they don't have a control tire. Each of the tracks has a control tire. Find out what the control tire is, and I promise you will find, by using a control tire, you will actually do better. You will drift better. You will be more stable, more in control of your car, and it will be a much more pleasant experience. Okay, so Wolf says we're having one spec tire and it should be running with a smooth surface, not tire that was used for asphalt. Exactly, 100%. So back to the track etiquette. Yeah, new guys, you need in. I mean, with everything that's going on, and you being the new guy in there, you gotta learn to play your role, man. You can't just come in there and because you've been drifting you've been drifting fire at your home, at your garage track. You set this thing up, and you got full control of your car. No, you need to put your car on a proper track and drift. And if you can run on the proper track with the correct line at the right speed, following distance and everything, then you can say, yes, I'm a drifter. But as a new guy, don't go in there with an attitude that everybody should respect you automatically. Yes, there is a level of respect that you will have as a new guy coming to the track, but the rest of it is dependent on how you treat everybody else at the track. Because let me tell you something, it's very easy for you to get kicked out of the track and banned from the track. Very, very simple. Even though tracks may need your support and may need your track fee, that money isn't above respect. It's a respect all the way up there, and then comes everything. Okay, so few comments coming in. We all run same tire at Dory. That's from Rich Wolf. That is the grippiest tire DS Racing makes. Yeah, DS Racing does make some pretty grippy tires. We always have a few. Uh-oh, I did something. My bad, sorry. I'm just scrolling through the comments here. Sorry about that, guys. We always have a new set for first timers. Nice, nice. I actually do the same at my track. LF5 is awesome on carpet. I wish we had more carpet tracks for us to run. Perry says, we run MST silver dots at the moment, with the exception of white dots that we have as well. Flip. Hey. We do get some DS sponsored drivers though, which can't use those, but they find tires that are close to the control tire. Okay, and that's Perry from Tory Circuit. Come on, what is going on? It's okay. So Wolf replies to Rich's comment. It's a spec tire for our D110 series in Germany. Fantastic. Let's see. So I run the DS Racing tires as well. I can't remember the spec now that I run at our track. I'll check it up and I'll find out. I run that, and I run the Yoko DRC. So, but most of the time I found that I run the DRC because of the other guys in the club that's running the DRC. The DS Racing, like Rich said, it is a bit more grippy. At our track, we don't have a control tire. We just have a tire that most of us use, which is the Yoko the DRA for a rear wheel drive. We found that those we had the best results with those tires. So I use MST silver at Tory and DS sponsored. Yeah. Okay, so Mazam has a very interesting question. Does climate play a part in the tires used? That's a good question. Climate only really affects grip and track surface when it's an open track, as in open to the elements. Like our track, for example, it's completely open to the elements. It's an outdoor track, so it's exposed to the sun and the wind and the rain and all of those things. So what we have found is, and I think something that's pretty self-explanatory, is pretty obvious. So when the track gets hot, or when it's a hot day, the track gets hot, the tires get a bit more grippy, so we have the cars going a bit more quicker. When the temp cools down, when it's a bit cloudy, the track cools down, the surface is cooled, so we find the track a little bit more slippery because the tires are a little bit colder, so we don't get that amount of grip anymore. Although some tracks, for some reason, you might find that the variance in the track temp is not a hell of a lot. However, you can notice it. If you've been drifting long enough, you will be able to notice the difference. So our track, now it's quite noticeable because the track has been worn down quite a bit. So we do need to revamp the track, but that's all in it's a plan set in motion, and hopefully soon we'll be able to get out there and revamp our track. Let's see. So for track etiquette, yeah, I think new guys just need to just respect the track above everything else. I know I've said a lot about track etiquette, but the one thing that I keep bouncing back to is respect, man. It's all about respect for me. Respect for the track, respect for the fellow drifters, respect for the space. The moment you start treating a space like it's your own is the moment where everything becomes better. You pay more attention, you drift better, you have a better time, you gain a lot more respect from your peers, and you know, the whole experience becomes much more enjoyable. Also, the track owners will appreciate you a hell of a lot more than if you just come in there and just throw your things around, go drift, do whatever you like. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. So I hope that you will take these few words into consideration, and I really hope that you will heed some of the advice here. I know it may sound a little bit harsh. It may sound like we sort of attacking the new guys, but really, it's not about that at all. We're not attacking you. We advising you as experienced drifters in the hobby to new drifters coming into the hobby. We're giving you this advice so that you can have a much better experience in the hobby, and you will also carry yourself in the best way possible, and not only have a good time, but you will also become an ambassador for the hobby. So when other people look at you and they see, wow, look at this guy, he's going out there, he's helping everybody, he's keeping his place clean, he's helping out at the track, he's very respectful, he's well mannered, and I promise you will gain everything that you want out of the hobby, as long as you have that respect and show that respect to everybody around you. It will be the best thing that could happen to you. You will get all of the help that you need and more. And you know, and that's all. I mean, that's all we really want out of the hobby and out of everybody. RC drifting is also the one thing I found where nothing else exists except drifting. And let me explain, or let me try and explain. There's no, when we get on the track, we don't see color, we don't see ethnicity, we don't see language, we don't see gender, we don't see which country you come from. We don't look at your background. You could be the richest guy or the poorest guy. We don't care. We're not even the least bothered about it. All we aim for and all we are concerned about is how close can we come to your door, and for how long can we maintain that around the track. And that's all it is. There's nothing else that exists when we are on the track. The time that we spend at the track, there's nothing else that exists. Nothing. There's only peace and fun and having the best time. And that is what we aim to do, we aim to keep, we aim to inculcate in this RC drift culture, if you get what I'm saying. So I want to go back to this. I want to go back to this comment here, which let's see. Ooh, there's quite a bit. Okay, so Moazame has a number of questions here, which is really awesome. Thank you for posting those questions. We're going to have a quick discussion about it, and I'd love for the other guys to also have some input in here. Which is the recommended material for homemade tires? Okay, look, you can make homemade tires. However, I wouldn't suggest it unless you have the tools to make the tires. It's HDPE pipe. If you can get your hands on the black HDPE pipe, it's about a 52 mil diameter pipe, and you cut it about 26 mils wide to suit the tire. Yeah, you can use PVC as well. And then you put it onto the rims. But like I said, we have manufacturers who have gone and done the R&D for us, that you don't need to go out and suffer and make your own tires if you don't know how to, or if you need to go out and make them. You don't need to. Buy a set, you'll be much happier with that. Okay, I have an HPI RTR3 Evo. Well, I just need new tires to drift. Okay, so that's pretty that's a pretty basic all-wheel drive car. Your first step, yes, would be to get drift tires, and then there's a whole bunch of other things that you need to do to get it to drift. But since you're just getting into the hobby and you want to drift, I would suggest stick with that. Don't spend too much on the car. If anything, just spend on tires. Get used to drifting, get used to the throttle control, and then we shift on to the rear wheel drive, which is actually where you need to be. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot more easier to learn as well. Well, I need to change the gear ratio, not necessarily unless you want to go CS, but all-wheel drive is dead. CS is pretty much dead. So you want to just move on to a rear wheel drive. Yesterday, I did a two-wheel drive conversion on my car. When I floored the car, it spun off. Will drift tires make me do that? Okay, you can't simply convert an all-wheel drive car into a rear-wheel drive car, and that's a whole different topic altogether, which we will discuss on another day. Recommended surface for drifting: anything that's absolutely smooth and not bumpy and not grippy. So carpet, a tightly woven carpet, like a needlepoint carpet, if you can't get hold of this felt type carpet. Tiles, you can drift on the tiles, you can drift on the plastic tiles or the marmoleon tiles. You can drift on asphalt. It has to be smooth tile, and it's smooth painted concrete as well. What good 200 mil body shells are they for drifting? The list is massive, dude. The list is massive. HPI makes some very good 200 mil bodies. I'll show you a little bit. But yeah, they make some nice bodies. You can also go with a 190 mil body and add some arches and stuff in there. Lots of stuff to do. How long has a set of your homemade tires lasted you? Geez, okay. Back in the day when I was using homemade tires, pipe tires, they last forever. They last a hell of a long period, but they don't give you the same quality of drift. Is there any recommended mods for drifters? At this point, you don't need to mod anything, because manufacturers have purpose designed drift chassis where you don't need to mod. You don't need to mod. All you need is to build, tune, and drive. So it saves you. They have saved you all of that trouble into going in the R&D and stuff. Let's see. Is there a way of learning drifting? Yes, and I will bring up the topic again. There's some very simple exercises which you can do, which will teach you throttle control, steering control, braking, accelerating, things like that. Optimum speed for drifting. Drifting is not about speed. It's all about style, individual style, flair, and driving as close to your to the lead car as possible, or driving a good line as the chase car, so that your lead car can follow you carefully. Yeah, speed is not everything. Yes, it does play a role, but it's not the, how can I put it? It's not the most critical item when it comes to drifting. Thank you very much for your answers. I hope to get into this fun aspect of RC as soon as I get tired some new sets of wheels. Okay, so just hit me up, message me. I have a spare set of drift tires for you, which I can give you, and then you can go wild. Okay, that was quite a few questions, but I really appreciate it. I love getting in there. Rich, dude, I don't know whether whether that comment was for me, but yeah, man, I miss you too, bro. Let's see. I do all about the door marks, Garrett. Yes, totally agree. Totally agree. Rob, PVC. Yeah. Let's see. Need to see you again. Unless that's Rob. Unless you're talking to Rob. Rich, are you talking to Rob? Oh, me. Hey, Stefan, how you doing, man? Highball Bob Rock. Yeah, that's right. You guys know it's all about highball, and I've explained about the highball. Right. Wow. That was quite a bit to get through, but really entertaining. And thank you so much, Muazzam, for those questions. It got me going. I really appreciate it. I'm sure a new... thanks, Rich. Really appreciate it, man. Yeah, I miss seeing you guys too, man. That's why I'm hoping I think it's definitely a viable idea that we had about a world Matsuri. Right now, for me, the world needs a world drift Matsuri. We have become, I know this virus is getting out of hand, but man, I'm, how can I put it? Jeez, you guys are throwing me off here with your comments. Thank you so much, guys. It really means a lot. So back to, before I lose my train of thoughts again. So even though the COVID has done us in, it's done a horrible number on the world, RC drifting needs a world drift Matsuri once again, where we all can get together again and just enjoy the hobby. I know we all, I don't know about you guys, and maybe some of you share the same sentiments, but I love competitive drifting. Although I don't always do as well as I hope I do, but I love competitive drifting. Standing on the driver's stand and hands shivering, and you feel it in your knees, and you got butterflies in your tummy, and a million things are going through your mind about how you should control the car. Don't accelerate too much, and I hope I get an easy battle, and all of those things. And I absolutely love the competition side of it, and then at the same time also love the social side of it. Not only on the track, but off the track as well. And then talking to everybody and sharing ideas, and then learning from everybody, and then just pooling resources together and just creating beautiful memories. That, my friends, is what we are missing in this world at the moment. It's an opportunity to create beautiful memories once again. I know, and I'm sure you guys are also checking it out, where you have memories popping up on Facebook and taking you back 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, perhaps back all the way back to 2012, 2013, when the worlds first started coming together. And I definitely think we so desperately need something like this again. Yeah, man, Rich, 100%, bro. A World Drift Matsuri again. I know the guys out at Tori Circuit tried their best to get it going, but unfortunately it fell through. And perhaps in hindsight, perhaps it was a good thing that it didn't work out this year, because it seems like this virus is not letting up. But we, fingers crossed, man, fingers crossed, we're gonna make it happen. World Drift Matsuri, let's get that in the comments. Hashtag World Drift Matsuri. World Matsuri. Let's do that. So Rob says, my facility in Omaha can host 200 drivers. Just saying, we can set it up just like Emin with 3 tracks. Well, there you go, guys. There you go. So we have a facility already. We have a number of talented individuals with specific skill sets that are able to get things done. So I think that we can definitely make it happen with the people that we have. We can definitely make it happen. And as you all know, no matter where it happens in the world, I am always ready to assist as much as possible from all the way here in South Africa. This little boy, all the way from the coastal town of Durban, South Africa, willing to help out and do whatever I can to assist with organizing the World Matsuri. Let's see, Garrett says, where would everyone like one? Rob says, build it and they will come. 100%, bro. I totally agree. Build it and they will come. I think the only issue is, I find really, is just for travel. Whether we are allowed to travel or not, whether our individual countries allow travel or not. I think that's the biggest thing that's going to affect organizing the World Matsuri. It's just the travel, really, because I can almost guarantee that everybody's absolutely itching to to get onto a world platform and drift again. Oh, I miss you guys so much, man. And who can forget that? I've heard stories from guys about how cool and how amazing the past world drift comps were. But I must say, from all that I've read and I've seen, I think 2019 it had to be one of the best world's competitions that happened. And also, without boasting, I think I had one of the most, if not the most incredible journey to worlds out of everybody. I think everybody was like on the edge, trying to see what happens next. Is Bob going to make it to worlds? I mean, there were minutes. I was literally counting the seconds and the minutes trying to get in there. Okay, so Wolf says you can travel meanwhile again, but at this moment you have to follow up certain rules of quarantine and testings. I did and do a lot of traveling. Okay, there we go. So it could be viable. It could definitely viable. But the reason why I said what I said is because certain countries like SA, for example, we are now hitting like a third wave, so it's getting dicey trying to travel. And uh, through the grapevine, we heard that we might be going to a more stricter lockdown level, which means that the border's gonna close and stuff like that. So it is a bit dicey at the moment. Rob says picking you up at the train and walking you into the hall was a blessing. Oh man, thank you, bro. I actually owe a massive debt of gratitude to you and to Asif for actually coming and picking me up all the way there, man. It was, I can't tell you, you know, it was the best thing, the best moment ever. From the time that, from the time that I walked through those doors at the hall till the time we left Emun, we left the doors at Emun, I was meeting people, and it was amazing, absolutely amazing. Okay, so Rich says, I like your idea for the US route, but I think coming in through Amsterdam is truly part of the experience, even if you don't like coffee. Yeah, I think so, man. Emun is a beautiful, beautiful place. It kind of messed me up though. And here's why. It really, really messed me up. Being in Netherlands was crazy, crazy, crazy. Firstly, because of the time that the sun sets. I mean, it was like 10:30, 11 at night, and then the sun is setting. I've never experienced that before, never. And it was messing me up, really. It was crazy trying to come to terms with it. My mind was telling me no, but the body was telling me yes. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. And the other thing that really messed me up was seeing all the house, driving into the town and seeing all these houses without fences in there around the house. That really got me messed up, because the first thing I thought of, like, aren't these people afraid of somebody coming in and like breaking into their houses? That really messed me up, because when you come to South Africa, you'll see everybody has a wall or a fence around their house. Everybody, absolutely everybody. There is fences everywhere. There's neighbors fences out in the front, surrounding the house. Some of them look pretty, some of them look like a fortress. It's crazy, it's crazy. Okay, so Rich says the legality of recreational goodies makes things a very relaxed city for this kind of event. I agree with you there, bro. I agree with you. Even though I don't partake in these recreational activities, but I always enjoy the experience and being amongst everybody. So it's really good, especially for SA guys. Yeah. Bro, 2018, picking up Cisco, he was tripping being a passenger on the right side of the auto. I know, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. You guys driving on the left, and it was mad, bruh. It was mad, mad, mad. Wolf says, must have been a culture shock for you, Bob. Everything's so open. Okay, so if that's what you call a culture shock, then yes, that was my first culture shock. That everything was so open, everybody was free. And yeah, like psychologically or mentally, it was crazy to deal with, because everything's so open and free there, like you said, and you don't have to worry about anything. You don't concentrate on you don't need to be bothered by the next person, because you're going to be okay, because nobody's there to interfere with you, which is amazing, amazing. We haven't grown up in a situation like that, so that really was quite something to experience. So yeah, but oh man, hashtag World Matsuri. Wolf says, I've been in SA a few times, and it was something like that as well. Yeah, dude, I think for you guys coming into SA, it'll be quite a big culture shock as well, because you're gonna see a lot of security features like everywhere, something which I don't think you guys are used to. So I'm sure you guys, so whoever follows me on Instagram would have seen uh, the new body I did. It's a Yoko 180 SX, which was to me a little bit messed up. It was scuffed up very badly on the inside, and then the previous guy who had this body, he drew some hand-drawn graphics in there, and it wasn't particularly nice. So I I did it up. I tried something a little bit crazy with the stripes here. I did it all the wrong way. So I also opted not to um, get rid of this hand drawn graphics in there for some odd reason. I don't know why, but what I did do was I just masked over it and then painted over it, and then it actually came out pretty cool. It left behind the graphics in there, and it just gave it a bit of a different look, which was unexpected. So the way I got this color was I sprayed one light coat. You'll see this color here. I sprayed one light coat of Tamiya Bright Silver, and then I went with the Tamiya Orange, and it gave me this metallic peachy kind of thing going on, which actually is not too bad. And then of course I slapped it silly. You guys are not going to see too clear, but I'm sure you'll recognize some of it. You'll recognize some of it there and there. And Don's Day, got to support my boys locally here, and these guys here, and of course these guys as well, and these guys here as well, and SRC, of course. Like I said, I got to support my local boys. And Jazz Hands, I've never heard of that club before, but anyway, and a few others, and then got some cool graphics down here, and of course Komodi family, of course. I got a, so yeah, it's still a work in progress, but not too bad, but yeah, guys, I think we had a great conversation regarding track etiquette. Newbies, please keep that in mind. Please take the advice. It's given to you with a lot of love and sincerity, that so that you can have a much more pleasurable experience in RC drifting. Remember, arrogance will get you nowhere. Always be open-minded into listening to what others have to say. If you're not sure about what advice they're giving you, you can always ask others. You can ask online. Listen, I've heard somebody gave me this advice. This is what I'm trying to do. Is this the right advice for what I'm trying to do? And you guaranteed you will get the correct advice. However, like I said, you must be open-minded to receive the crit and to receive the advice. Don't come in there acting like you know a hell of a lot when you've just been only a few months into the hobby, and you've gotten advice from person A, and you're drifting amazing at your home, and then you go to the track and think you can drift. It doesn't work like that. You need to respect the space around you and the people around you. Doesn't look bad from it. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, well, I mean, it came out okay. It actually, I'm actually a little bit surprised at how it came out, and I think I'll hang on to it for a little bit. Also, listen to drifters, not just shops and sockers. Yes, another very important point that Gareth has mentioned is that sometimes the shops don't have your best interest at heart, because at the end of the day, you got to also understand that the shops are there as a business, and they are trying to keep the business open in this very, very tough time. So they're gonna do whatever they can to make a sale, and sometimes they may not give you the correct advice that you need. So when you ask for advice, ask from drifters. Also, whilst we are on that, guys, new guys, please don't go out and buy something and then come onto the groups and ask, oh, by the way, I've bought this thing here, what can I do to get more angle? What hop-ups or what upgrades can I get for this car? What mods do I need to do to get it to drift? Those are all the wrong questions for you to ask. You need to ask for advice first before going and buying anything. It's a different case if you received it as a gift, then we can understand, and with that I would suggest keep it as is, and you don't need to do anything to it. As Rob says, do your research, ask the questions first, and then go out and buy it. This is going to save you time, it's going to save you money and effort, and you're going to have and I keep on saying this one thing, you're going to have a better experience. Or expect me in your threads in full troll mode. Yes, that's right. Another guy we got who goes at it is Stig. Stig goes hard, dude. He goes hard at these guys. Who said, I just bought a Sky RC gyro. Is it good? Yes, exactly. Again, it all forms part of the list of questions you need to ask before going out and buying RC equipment. Guys, I can't stress it enough. Ask questions first, not later. It's going to save you a whole lot of misery. Stig is my inspiration. Oh, dude, guys, I gotta tell you the funny story about Stig. So, and Stig is my dude, man. I love him. He's such a fantastic guy. He's so cool, man. But this is a super funny story. So it was the last day at Emmen, and we needed a ride to the train station at the very least. So Stig was like, yeah, cool, man. He can give us a lift, and he is going that way, and it's no hassle. So it was myself, the young kid, Ziad. I'm sure some of you guys will know Ziad. Rich also knows him as well. So it was myself, him, and his dad. And we packed the car with our stuff, and we're ready to go. And Stig was driving this dodgy ass, I think, Renault or whatever the hell the car was, but it was Dodge, dude. And he goes at it full taps with this car. It was crazy. And you know, the way he's taking the bends, and this thing is leaning so far that it's almost on 3 wheels, and it was insane. So we come on this road, and there's a traffic circle in there, and Stig goes for it. Full taps around the bend. Next thing, the back doors fly open. All our luggage goes flying out the door, all over the road. I'm like, Stig, hold on, the bags flew out. So we pulled up to the side of the road, run in the middle of the road, grab our bags, hop it in. And Stig was like, yeah, man, sorry, you know, shit, the bags fell out of the car. And he was like almost oblivious to that ish. Oh, it was crazy, man. I was like, whew. Thank God. Thank you very much, Stig, for taking us to the train station. It was a lot of fun, though. A lot of fun. And you know who I met on the train as well, on the way? It was Lasser. I think that's how he pronounces his name. Lasser. He used to drive for Team Yokomo back in the day. He's out of drifting now. But you guys will know him. You know, with the squared glasses, bald head, very, very nice chap. I think he did he worked with the RC Pro Shop, and he developed the Lasser Gashi gyro. I'm talking about that Lasser. Yeah. we met him on the train, and it was so nice meeting him because I've spoken to him for so long, and to meet him on the train randomly like that was crazy, and he helped us get through. So yeah, man, Worlds is just such an amazing place to be, and I really hope we make it happen. Yeah, Lasse Sorensen. Is that how you pronounce his name? Lasse or Lasse Sorensen? I hope I'm saying his name right. Lasse Sorensen. Me and languages, and me accidentally butchering names. So yeah, guys, thank you once again for joining in on this fun trip down memory lane and another episode of the B-Rock RC show. It's been amazing chatting with you guys. Remember, hashtag World Matsuri. Guys, let's make it happen. The world needs a World Matsuri, people. We need a World Matsuri. To the new guys, please, once again, I'm appealing to you. Take the advice. We are only giving you this advice out of love for you guys and to help you guys. It's no use, and I'm sure you guys will agree, it's no use us having all of the knowledge that we have, drifting the way we do, doing what we do, if we don't pass on the knowledge that we have. It's no use us having that knowledge then. All that we become is just vessels filled with stuff and then thrown away or buried away, and no one will ever know. There's no point in gaining so much of knowledge if you can't share it. What's the point? And this not only goes with the RC drifting, but with anything. If you have gained knowledge on a certain subject, on something, although it's not a duty or an obligation, but I think as a human, it's a bit hard to say. I don't want to say duty, because then it sounds like it's something compulsory. But if you have gained knowledge on something, it's in your best interest for your own self to share that knowledge. So let's try and do that, and let's try and do it in a wholesome manner. So newbies, take our advice. Remember track etiquette. Remember the rules of the track. Remember respect above everything else, and you will go far in life. I really appreciate everybody who's joined in to today's episode of the B-Rock RC show, season 2, episode 16. We are killing it, man. We are killing it. This year is definitely gonna have more episodes than season 1. Season 1 we did 20, and come to think about it, it's a little bit crazy, huh? 20 episodes of audio only podcasts. And and podcasts from my car as well. I'm sure you guys wondered what's going on there. But yeah, we're doing a live a video podcast now, which is a lot better. And the moment I sorted my internet issues, it's going to be even better. Then I'm going to get back into the track features, which I know you all loved, and I especially enjoyed featuring the new tracks from all over the world. More so because I also got to learn a little bit of the languages of all the different countries. And I'm actually kind of missing that, because I actually enjoyed learning all the different languages. But yeah, I think that's about it for today's episode. It's been a lot of fun. I'm so happy that you guys have been interacting in the comments there. I really appreciate it. It means so much to me that you guys took the time out to listen to me ramble on about these crazy topics in RC drifting, and perhaps this is exactly what I needed to get that spark back in drifting. So I think when I finish up over here, I'm going to take a bit of a break, and I'm gonna fiddle with my car again and get back in it. So thank you once again for joining in and listening in onto the B-Rock RC show. It's been awesome having you guys. Catch me again next week, same time, same place, right here on my page. That's 21:30 CAT, South African time. Thank you again. I can't thank you enough. I don't know why I'm saying thank you so much, but yeah, it just means a lot to me for you guys to join in. Also remember, I upload all of my podcasts onto my YouTube channel, so if you miss parts of it, you can always go back there and catch up. And I'm almost at 100 subscribers, guys, on YouTube. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers so I can rename the URL of my YouTube channel so it looks a lot more cleaner, a lot more neater, and it doesn't have this random produced bloody long thing that you can't remember. And also you can catch me on Instagram at Bob_Rock. I always follow back. Thank you once again for joining in. This is your boy Bob Rock, and this has been another episode of the B-Rock RC show. Catch you again. Keep well, keep safe. I want to see you people again. Don't forget #World Matsuri. Guys, we're gonna make this happen. If you need help, if I can help in any way, please hit me up. You know I'm always there, always ready to help. And yeah, let's make it happen. 100%, bro. Peace.